What's up, you legends? How you doing? It's Jamie. Wanted to say a very warm welcome to you and thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to be doing a video on effectively how you can take literally anything and turn it into very high converting content. So this is something that is very applicable if you're a coach, course creator, consultant, high ticket affiliate marketer, or anyone that produces content and you're really just wanting to figure out a way to not only produce content, but produce content that builds an emotional bond with your readers and then basically sell stuff in a way that is very, very chilled out and just works extraordinarily well. Now, I'm going to leave a link to this document below. You're welcome to swipe this and just go over to the old file section up here beside my face and just hit the make a copy up there, and you can edit it and do whatever you want and add your own secret sauce to it. So here's the thing. I'm not going to go through all of copywriting, by the way, but there's a couple of things that I use in my copy that helps me convert a lot and builds a very strong bond with my readers as well. I often get comments about that from many people, which is obviously a really good thing. I'm quite creative, but I'm no sort of like Hemingway. I'm not like really a great writer. I don't know much about grammar. I failed English when I was at school. Left school early. I didn't go to college or university, anything like that. But I taught myself a lot of the stuff and took courses and got mentoring and invested in the growth of myself and my business, all that type of stuff, which I highly recommend everyone does as well. So, and it is a learnable skill. And once you do learn it, you can't unlearn it. And the cool thing is, clearly I'm in the coaching space, but it's applicable to so many things. I actually have started a little side project for one of my clients. They need a little bit of help with their email marketing. I said, look, I don't really want to add more to my plate, but at the same time, I believe it would be very easy to monetize your audience, given that this particular client is pulling in sort of like 30 to 40 fresh leads into their email list every day. I thought, cool, well, if you're not monetizing that, I can certainly help you with that and, like I say, build that brand without necessarily exposing yourself on camera, things like that, but we can do so via email, and that's what I've started doing. So all I'm doing is just using what I'm about to go through with you guys as well, and really just basically helping to build a story around them as a brand. And like I say, the cool thing about this is it transcends industries once you actually bother to learn the skill and deploy it in a business setting. It's really, really valuable. So anyways, moving right along. It's literally only two things I'm going to go through. This is kind of like the secret sauce to most of my copyright. Number one, alliteration. Oh my God, everyone's like, oh, damn it. Oh, that's crazy. I can't believe you did that. Let's make this a little bit chubbier. Let's go with that. There we go. Look at how big that is. It's lovely. Right, so what do I mean by that? Alliteration. It's just so easy. I freaking love it. It's like my phone, right? Phone. Phone. So it would not be a good alliteration if you're going to go for phone profits, because the sound is obviously different. However, if I was to say something like financing phones, then that is the adjoinment of two words that have similar sounding, similar sounds when you pronounce them, basically, right? So with this one, if I was to say, and like I'm just looking at my desk, I've got like a mouse, I've got a microphone, I've got a water thing, I've got obviously my phone and whatnot, but let's just say I've got a glass sitting there, right? So I'm just going to write a couple of words and I'll give you guys a bit of an idea about why this starts to get a little bit catchy. Now I said I was going to go through two things. Something else has popped into my head. I'm going to do a third thing as well, and it's a little bit ninja, but it's going to help out. So mouse, what do I say? Microphone. I'm just going to pick up random objects. I might not be able to think of anything. This is all done on the fly. I'm not going to edit this, so I'll throw it up and say, what else we got? What's this guy? No, this is a, what do you call that? Fucking thing. What is it called? Where you put so you can take selfies like a wanker. What do you call them? Selfie stick. So it's got like a little framey thing. Selfie stock. It's the Kiwi in me coming out. All right, so that'll do. Right, so why is this really important? Why is creating alliteration something that is a valuable skill? It's not even a skill. It takes a little bit of imagination. Why is it kind of a cool thing to do when it comes to a copy perspective? Because if you can create a sense of poetry with your words, then people are more magnetized towards that, right? So this works really well for subject lines, for emails, for headers and hooks on posts, things like that, same sort of thing. But let's just race through this and see what I can come up with. Right, so glass. Um, Glass. Now this is going to put me on the spot. I'm not live recording, but I'm adamant against editing this blooming thing. I'm just going to put it out there, and then I have to test my brain to see if it's actually going to produce anything. It's going to be really embarrassing if it doesn't. Let's go. Glass. All right, here we go. Glass skills means nothing, right? So what does that even mean? Glass skills, but then because it's something quite different, it captures people in the stride, right? Like if you said as a headline and it's related to something that's like marketing, then you what the hell, glass gills, like gills, what the, and so that there and that's what invokes a sense of intrigue around things because it doesn't necessarily even need to make sense. So I think of another one, grimy glasses. There we go, grimy glasses, right? And so I'm going to use these and I'm going to then show you the actual thing that I use a lot. And if you can get that next thing, that is going to be the thing that just goes from mediocre copy to really good copy, basically. So, mouse, mighty mouse. Um, Meandering. I'm just thinking of random names, by the way. Random mouse. Right, microphone. Microphone. Ruler. Majestic. Microphone. What the hell does that mean? Microphone. Selfie stick. Super slick. Slick selfie stick. It's quite poetic, isn't it? Selfie stick. We're going to go with the same theme as above, so I'm going to go slimy. Maybe not, eh? Slimy selfie stick. Right, so you put a question mark because then if you're doing something that can be misinterpreted because it's a double entendre or whatever, then sometimes if you put a question mark, then it's like, what? So then the interpretation from a reader's perspective is they also will question it because like you clearly have put it there on purpose, but you're perhaps not doing it with the intent that they might pick it up, if that makes sense. Right, so that's it. Number one, alliteration. And if you scatter this throughout your copy, it just works really well. If you use it for headlines and hooks, it just works really well because then a lot of the time, the goal with this stuff is to invoke curiosity. If you can get the hook like sexy enough for folks to click the expand more and like read the rest of it, guess what? You're a writer, and that's awesome. And then when you combine it with this next part, wahaha, we're going to be rocking and rolling. So, and what was the third? I said there was going to be a third thing I was going to show you guys. Let me just make it. I'm going to make a random note because otherwise I'll forget it. But I'm not going to reveal it now because you have to keep watching. This is how you get good watch time. You make a big promise and then you have to deliver the promise. Right, the thing, right? So, fuck, what was it? What was the thing? The writing. The thing. Oh yeah. Silly words. Not done right. Wink, wink. Right. Here we go. Rocking and rolling, number 2. So that would remind me, I will remember that now. Okay. So number 2. My favorite part about this whole thing, correlation. We're going to correlate it. What do I mean by that? What is correlation? What I mean by correlation is you take everything I've just mentioned here, just random shit around my apartment, basically, and you figure out a story about these things, and you figure out how to relate it back to your core topic. right? So you start with the end in mind. What is your core topic? What are you wanting the people to do at the end of the thing? So if you've got an email, for example, or a post or whatever, what is the crux of it? What do you want them to actually do at the back of it? And it's like, for example, you might want them to click a link. You might want them to think about something. You might want them to engage in your content. You might want them to write a witty or some sort of comment in the comments to push your engagement to get more visibility, right? So it could be a whole bunch of things. And so if you start with that, then you can start to build a story around it. So glass, mouse, microphone, selfie stick. Right, what have we got there? So let's go. Glass skills. What the f does that mean? I don't know where I'm going with this stuff. So what happens is we figure out how to create it, right? So let's go with number one, glass skills. Skills. I have no idea. I don't know. It's a lot of fun up here, I swear. Right, so when you're correlating things, like say, for example, this is the hook. Your hook, headline, or subject line, okay? And it's that. But then I would do things like I would add a question mark. Glass skills. Like, what does that even mean? It doesn't mean anything. So therefore, like, the reason, because it doesn't mean anything and because I don't know what it means, my brain now wants to find out the answer. What is glass skills? Why would it kill skills? How the fuck does this tie into anything? Right? And so even me, even though I wrote it, I'm also now thinking on the other side of, as a reader, going, yeah, if I saw that, I would probably want to click through. Now, you might be thinking this is just insanity because it's not even remotely related to the thing I'm trying to sell. And this is where your skill set starts to build up. This is where you start getting good at it. Takes a bit of practice. Use ChatGPT if you can't be thinking about it, right? It's fine. Class skills. Okay, so now I need to figure out what I'm promoting, what my agenda is with that, and how to correlate it back to something that's related to that, right? So if we go and assume I've got something like my Ultimate Marketing Mastermind program or my Sanctum of Success. Sanctum of Success, is it related to that? Yeah, I teach copy stuff in there. UMM, yeah, probably, yeah, related to that. I teach a lot of sales and content stuff in there as well. So let's say it's related to my Ultimate Marketing Mastermind program. How ironic, I've actually left a link for you to check that out on this very doc if you'd like to go check that out. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Basically, what I teach, I don't know if you're familiar with that, but basically what I teach is how to build a personal brand and monetize a community. It can be on Facebook, can be on school, can be on, like I use group.app, could be any of those freaking things. They're all not the same, but the principles behind them are similar. Okay, last one. So this is my coaching program. Time of recording is $1,500. There may or may not be payment plans available at this stage. And I've seen hundreds of students go through it and absolutely demolish it after going through my material. So hit that link and check it out. There is an option to book a call with me. It might not be the right option for you. I have literally fucking zero. I can't even express how less than zero it is. Like, interest in trying to sell something to someone if it doesn't suit them, right? So if you are worried that it's going to be some sort of bullshit high pressure thing, I can assure you it's not, right? Like, check out the case study. You might decide this is just not for you anyway, and that's completely fine. But those of you who are committed, you now know the pricing and whatnot as of the time of recording. So hop on, we can just have a chat. And if it's not the right thing for you, I can point you in the right direction based on what you actually want to build as well. So that's my thing. That's my spiel. Right. So UMM, that's what we're promoting. And so now I need to think of a story that relates to this bloody thing I've just made up in real time. And now I have to figure out how does that relate back to that. And so, all right. So here's what's coming to my mind. I've got a call funnel and there is a link there. So like I say, there's a link to the sales page and a call funnel. Fill your boots, whatever. Call funnel, right? So my goal. Don't know why I sound like a chicken when I do that. Why is that not doing that thing? Hey, wait a minute. Why do they do that? Seriously. Where's my little I think that's bullshit. What? Guys, I swear this is like my first day using computer. All right, you know what? It's just going to be that from now on. Right, so that's weird. You know what? I don't know why it's doing that. Let's just do that. Right, book a call is the goal. I'll do a marketing mastermind is the thing that I'm promoting. Actually, I think I might have figured out how to use a computer. Can we? Oh, yes, this is why you're on the big bucks, Jamie. So look, this should be hopefully very inspirational for you guys because you should be looking at this going, that guy can't even use a fucking computer. How does he make 7 figures a year? I don't make 7 figures a year, but I've made over 7 figures. Anyway, book a call, Ultimate Marketing Mastermind. That's the goal, and now we just need to think. Okay, so now what is the theme? What is the theme and correlation? Here's where I'm going. This is the thing. Glass skills. Like I say, making this up on the fly. I have no idea. Glass skills. What has gills? A fish. What is likely to have a glass set of gills if it's a fish? Perhaps like an antique of some kind, right? Like a glass ornament. That's that ornament. And then kill skill. So if you drop it, it breaks. And here's the correlation. Thank you, brain. If you drop it, it breaks. What won't break is when your skills are built not on fads, but on solid foundations, right? So here's my logic. I'll talk you through this once I've written this. Foundations. Okay, so that's my correlation. Nice and easy. So here's how this would go. Glass skills. Glass skills kills skills. And so then all I'm going to do is I'll create a story around this. I'll be like, I have seen a glass fish before. There you go. My mother-in-law, she loves like glass ornaments. She has like a whole cabinet for them, and there's a little glass fish in there. So I've also seen glass lionfish, I think, as well. So I would basically talk to that story. I'd say, when I went to my mother-in-law's home for the first time, they had this beautiful cabinet set up, and it was filled with glass ornaments. So I noticed on the cabinet there was this beautiful glassy, clear and blue fish in there. And being the clumsy one that I am, I went to pick it up, and this part's not true, but I'm just giving you guys an illustration. And I accidentally fumbled it, and I thought, thank goodness I didn't drop it. That would have been terrible, and it would have like absolutely shattered its gills everywhere and into a million pieces. No more breathing glass for that fishy. And that is how it is for many marketers out there. They build their skill base on glass techniques, such as on a platform that can change every 5 seconds. They build it around a hack or a technique or something that is a loophole. And the problem with that is that when they build their business on sandy foundations, then they are likely to shatter them when they break. And that's why you need to do the opposite and build it on solid foundations. Anyways, so it kind of gives you a bit of an idea of one form of correlation. Sorry, I just had my wife just came home, so I just paused the video. So let's try another one. Let's see what we can get out of grimy glasses. Maybe we should do a different one. I don't know. No, I will, because then let's challenge it. Grimy glasses. I feel like this is going to be a bit easier, right? So again, we're going to go down there. This is 2, so correlation, no. So grimy glasses. And this takes a bit of practice, right? You need to be quite deliberate with it when you first start doing it. And eventually, when I'm not trying to do this in front of a live studio audience, it becomes almost second nature, and you don't really need to think about it too much. It just kind of like happens. You start figuring things out. You start kind of like getting quite creative around the correlations, things like that. So grimy glasses. So everyone, I don't wear glasses, but I can appreciate that if you've got grimy glasses, you can't see very clearly, right? So therefore, we could play on something like that. So then, again, I'm going to go with UMM, Ultimate Marketing Mastermind. That's my goal. And I don't call my calls, they're not sales calls. So one of the things I've tried in the past, I've called them clarity calls, right? So you can see where I'm going with this. This one's pretty easy. Your clarity call at the end of it, so it's the same thing. Book a call is the goal. Goal, clarity call. Get where I'm going. And then what's the theme correlation? Theme correlation. Right, so here's what we do. Basically, my mate was complaining about having dirty specs. ... I would then play out a bit of a story around that. And then I asked what it was like to wear glasses. So I borrowed, this actually did happen when I was a kid. And I borrowed some glasses off my mate, and this is terrible. Like, what the hell, man? And so, I polished them, realizing that they were really grimy. And that used to happen with my mum as well, funnily enough. She often had, she's trying to work out, is my glasses like not clean, or like, what's going on here? But obviously, it's something that even if you can't relate to that because you don't wear glasses, you can relate to it because it is something that is very prevalent in our society. And we all know what it feels like when you wake up, you've got gunk in your eyes, you can't see properly, right? So that whole thing is hyper relatable to people. So dirty specs, and then all it is I can now correlate that to having clarity about what to do in your business. Clarity about what to do in Wiz, in Boss Bits. That's why you need to book a call. Why I'm offering a call. Fucking call, my god. So that's it. Real simple. Just correlate the things and then figure out how to bridge it over. That's as simple as it gets. Now, the reason why this is such an important skill for you to harness and adopt, is it improves your writing straight away, because then you can just take any topic, write some content about it, and then flick it around to what you want it to be. And it helps you become more creative, and people enjoy reading it because it's about something that usually ends up being quite relatable, and then transitioning over to something that makes sense for them to take that next step as well. Now, the third thing I wanted to, so actually, let's do one more. What have we got here? Mighty Mouse, Meandering Mouse, microphone. What do I put here? Majestic. Let's go super slick selfie stick. No, I'll go with that one. Slimy selfie. It just, because it's weird. Let's just do it. Let's just see where my brain goes with this one. Right. So, hook. Let's say slimy selfie. You can even just go like slimy selfie, because even that, it doesn't really make sense. It's like not kind of related to anything. But you can go slimy selfie stick. Yeah, you can even have a bit of fun with it. Ooh. But then, because it's, again, that whole question mark thing, if you are asking a question, your subconscious cannot not answer it, right? So it's actually really powerful. What do I put here? So say, again, I'm looking at promoting UMM, and what do I say? With this one, slimy selfie. So okay, now I have to sit and think for this. This is a tricky one. Yeah, there we go. Once and just what else did I put? Can't even remember. Oh, what's the goal? Do it. So I will make it a. How can you make selfie? How can you even relate that to anything? It's ridiculous. The goal: click to sales page because I want to challenge myself as well. So page that. And what else do I put? Correlation. Correlation. Right, so what we're going to roll with here is photo op. Right, so there's a photo opportunity. And say hypothetically you are, I don't know, you are making a marinade for dinner. Right, so making a marinade for dinner, or you could do it with anything. It could be you were making glue for kids to make paper mache. Insert anything that is relevant that would cause your hands to be greasy. So making dinner, oil from your car. Let's say you've got changing the petrol, filling your car full of petrol, and then you somehow get oil on your hands. What to say? There was like glue for paper mache. That brings back some memories. Paper mache. I don't know if that's how you spell it. Wait, I think I can do this. Yes. Mache. Alt 0233. In case you're wondering. There you go. I don't even know if that's the right photo either. Anyway, glue for paper mache, etc. So that's the setup. Okay. So you're talking about basically there's a photo opportunity, and say for example, it's like your favorite celebrity in the world happens to just be outside your house, and you don't know why they're there, but like you've got your hands full of this marinade because you're like making this thing for dinner, or you're changing petrol, putting petrol in your car, or you're changing oil and you've got oil over your hands, but you're at the garage and you just happen to see the celebrity pull up, or you're playing with your child and you've got glue with a paper mache, and then lo and behold, you happen to notice it's freaking, I don't know, Neo from the Matrix, or that Keanu Reeves guy, or whatever, and you're like, oh my god, I want to get a selfie of this, right? So then insert selfie stick. For photo op, hence why it is slammy, right? And that's it. So now you've got a setup, you've got a theme, you've got a kind of a story building, and then so how do you correlate it? How do you get them to click onto the sales page from there? I don't know. I haven't figured that one out yet. Nah, just kidding. What you can do is that Slimmy. Hey, Slimmy. Slimmy, Swappy, Slammy, Samsonite. Anyways, so then we go. Yes, here we go. When an opportunity strikes, right? Like yours is now, basically, right? So then you go. That's why you need to, set basically. That's why you need to check out X, or in this case, UMM, right? So you can see where this is all coming together. So photo opportunity, and it's like the way you'd frame it a bit, and using the first example, I was up to my wrists in this greasy marinade I was making for dinner. I was looking forward to having multiple guests over that night. And so I was busy in the kitchen getting stuff ready, and I was looking forward to making this beautiful dinner for everyone. And I happened to hear a bit of a commotion outside my house. And when I turned around, I noticed that there was a group of folks, and young people in particular. They were kind of screaming. I thought that's a little bit odd. And then out the corner of my eye, I see none other than Neo from the Matrix, Keanu Reeves. Oh my god, this is amazing! And so I ran out and grabbed the selfie stick with my camera already on it, which I'd left before prepping everything just before. Been doing some selfie stuff, and I grabbed it with my marinade all over my hands. I went outside to grab this selfie with Keanu with marinade all over my hands, and that's why the selfie stick became super slimy. And when opportunity strikes, that's when you've got to strike while the iron is hot, as it were. And that's kind of how it is with business. In fact, if you are the following demographic, so someone who's looking to build a personal brand, or you're tired of all the moving parts in your business and you want to simplify, uncover the real reasons why people are buying, and build a highly profitable personal brand that pays you forever, that's exactly what I cover inside my Ultimate Marketing Mastermind program. And if you like to see the absolutely simple way me and hundreds of my students have been able to go out and completely crush it with this simple community conversion method, then I encourage you to click the link below, which is going to show you the exact process and how you can get started with this simple process. But don't miss out before the deadline, blah, 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 right? So just like that, correlated, so powerful. See, and you can do it with everything. And then, and really fun exercise I like to do every now and then, and I encourage my students to do it as well, is pick up random items and just start thinking, like start getting creative, and opening up your brain into thinking of these things, like how can I correlate that with that? How can I correlate that with that? And so when you do, and eventually when you're not recording, it takes a lot less time, and it's a lot of fun and very, very simple to deploy. Now, I did promise you that one extra thing. Where were we? Silly words not done right, wink, wink. Ah, yes, of course. I'm glad you're still with me, by the way. So, if we go up here, yes, silly words not done right, which is that's the official terminology for it. Spelling mistakes. This is for the perfectionists amongst you. This is going to be very hard to do, but it helps to captivate the reader, and it's very, very, very powerful from a psychological perspective. So, what do I mean? What's a silly word? This one. It's cool. Let's go. That. Cool. Now, if I was to purposely misspell that as cool, or cool, 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 or cool, right? Clearly, subconsciously, in a split second, we know that the word is spelled wrong, right? For those of you that aren't, dyslexic or whatever, you bang, straight away it's wrong. And so what that does is, even if you're skim reading, so if I just go through, let's say I'm skim reading this, and like, grimy slimies, that's weird, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah. No worries, no, cool. And so even you might not pick it up consciously, but it actually ingrains into your subconscious when you pick up a word that is incorrect. And so it's really, really powerful. Another one, phone, right? Clearly, that just becomes phone. Now, I'm not saying that there's a specific doctrine that you have to use. I'm not saying that you do it all the time, but every now and then you might find that, like, having a word that is specifically wrong, spelled differently, and it just, like, if I do it, even if I'm reading my own thing, like my brain kind of like starts twigging out a little bit. I'm like, what is that? Why is that happening? And it's just a very powerful mechanism, because then what tends to happen is, if you're skim reading, like I say, blah, 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 and slimey's this and bloody blimey that, and you tend to go back to, what, did I see that right? Oh, cool phone. It's not even right. But then that is the intent, right? Now, like I say, the perfectionists are going to have a conniption at this point, because you're like, that's not right. And that's going to be very hard, because then you think it's unprofessional, whatever. It's not. It's a way to capture the audience, basically. And it works astronomically well, and it will help you sell more stuff. And I'm not saying do it all the time. Like, I don't put it in every thing that I write. It's just that at the moment, with the advent of AI and everything is so fucking perfect and whatnot. It's like, it's actually probably quite refreshing to see grammatical errors and phonetical errors, whatever that word is, fanatical, I don't know, whatever, errors. Like, it's probably quite refreshing for folks to see that. So that's it. That's my 3 little bags of tricks there. I'm going to leave a link to this below. And of course, shameless plug. I have a program. It's called the Ultimate Marketing Mastermind. You may have just heard me mention it a couple of times during this live studio recording. And what I teach as part of that is a very simple framework to fill a community full of people that takes not that long. You don't need a big audience. I have students that have filled their community with like 30, 40 folks and then made $3,000 to $4,000 deals. Had another student that surpassed $10,000 cash collected with less than 100 people in your audience. And so I teach that. I teach the foundations of sales and marketing, offer creation in a very, very simple format. And that's what I offer. That is called the Ultimate Marketing Mastermind. There's 2 links there. One to book a call with myself, watch a presentation if you're more of the visual kind. The other one is to go directly to my website, have a little read through how it can impact you, and pick up a call. Anyways, that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate you guys. And yeah, go out there, practice this stuff. And I'd love to hear in the comments, like if you go out there and find that this works, come back, let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. All right, guys, have a good one.